we're talking about this concept of ownership. And another way that you embrace this philosophy and help the people that you're working with embrace the idea of ownership is to stop delegating by email. Delegating by email actually creates several problems. One of the problems is the amount of time that it takes. If you were to write down everything that you heard in a conversation and then give your thoughts about it and then craft an email that you would then send to somebody, that's going to take you a long time. You have to think about it. You have to write out all of the things that you want people to take into consideration, and then you send them the email. Now, they may or may not get that email right away. Then, when they get it, they may read it, but it's so long that they may decide, I have to take a look at this later. And then, when they ultimately get around to reading it, they may have all kinds of ideas and questions that they want to ask. And so they create an email, which takes them a long time, and they send the email back to you, which you may or may not get right away. And so ultimately, you get to this email. Now you have to read the whole thing and you have to remember exactly what was the context of how you sent the original email. You may even want to read your original email again to get all of the thoughts and context clear in your mind again. And now you have to think about what they're telling you and then draft another email. And you get the idea. This can go on indefinitely. And as inefficient and impractical as this sounds, this is the way that many people delegate. They delegate by email. So we want to fix this problem. We want to change the structure in which you delegate work. And from now on, you should be thinking in terms of delegating like this. You should be delegating like this meeting that we're having right now, where you and I are not in the same room, but we are talking in person. And this gives us the ability to have immediate interchange. So we've scheduled this time. I can tell you exactly what I'm looking for. You have an opportunity to respond. We have saved all of that time. And it also has created the ability for us to bond because as you get to spend time together and work together via video, it is also a bonding experience. One of the concerns that people have in delegating remotely or working remotely is that you lose the experience of bonding. But you can bond in other ways. You don't have to bond socially. The idea that you have to be in person to connect with people and build collegiality comes from the notion that you're talking about things maybe have mutual interests in and you get to know each other, but you don't have to do all of that to bond. You can bond through doing the work. When you have a conversation about a client matter with the people that you're delegating to, that's a bonding experience. You're asking questions of each other, you're discussing strategies. It can be enthusiastic, very inspirational. So the idea that you have to be in person to bond is just not true. The video format that we all live in now is a wonderful way for you to bond by doing the work. So the idea is you bond by doing the work and stop delegating by email. Delegate in these in-person meetings.